So my name is Omar Rabasad. It's 3:48 p.m., January 24th, 2020. So I posted a bunch of tweets today, and I outlined a conspiracy to have me mentally committed in order to take away my power to continue trafficking remotely. And the idea, of course, is if I'm bankrupted, then I'd be forced into the business. So I'm not going to go into too much details about the mechanics of how that's being done. I did that before several times. So I'm going to concentrate on the ongoing push. So I live streamed a very small snippet of conversations outside the window. This goes on all the time with anybody who's in the loading dock. They're all infiltrated, but it's a public program, so most people know about it, and it's global, so most people know about it internationally as well. How do you know that? Well, their names of family members that are called in conversations, slipped into conversations to get your attention. The topics are the same around you. The incidents in your life that are mentioned, that's unique to you, are mentioned in conversations, both in directed conversations and conversations with you. So this is an ongoing open conspiracy to enslave. This whole program, the constant targeting by insulting you all the time, by calling you names, sexual names that has sexual connotations like effing whores, degrading you sexually, dehumanizing, misogynistic remarks by men. And men's remarks are very, very upsetting, as the ones are outside the window, which is why I live stream it, because the people doing it are not only talking about it outside my window, they talk about it in public and they tell other people about it. So they're inciting anger towards me and putting my life in danger. So this ongoing attempt to have me mentally committed and artificially criminalized are putting myself in danger anywhere I am, not only inside of my home, but anywhere I am. In the workplaces and gyms and grocery stores and libraries, in stores that I shop in, restaurants, anywhere I am, these conversations are held around me. And I am insulted directly and indirectly. So this is to keep you constantly traumatized and in a vulnerable state of mind. So it will keep you servile. Your sense of power is well, they attempt to take it away from you. Um, I mean, if it's done constantly and and a victim is not aware of what's going on, or they don't have a source of strength to draw from internally, because pretty much everyone is infiltrated. So you have to turn inwards to get that strength. If you don't have that strength, then of course you're going to collapse mentally, emotionally, physically, in every which way possible, because this targeting is done on all these levels. So I'm lucky enough to be one of these people who had a very, very, very strong um, upbringing. By example, the upbringing, the values that I internalized were done through example. I saw my parents work very, very, very hard, like to the point of dropping dead, basically. That's how hard they worked. And fought against challenges that are, to me, insurmountable. I don't think I'd be able to do it physically. There were physical challenges that they fought against. There were emotional challenges that they fought against, spiritual challenges, social challenges that they thrive to overcome and to build, which they did, notwithstanding all these challenges. So, in retrospect, when I look back, as a child, you don't appreciate that. But when you face the world as an adult, these things come back to you, and whether you realize it or not, you internalize what you witness in front of you. Um, Yes, there's a lot of negative aspects to living in poverty, but in my case, there was a lot of positive aspects as well. We were valued as kids, valued as girls. We were educated. We were protected. We were cared for, and we felt it. Like I tweeted in one of my tweets, it wasn't the big things that there was there was no money to spend on big gifts and so on, but it was the smallest things that spoke the loudest, and this is what I internalized. So as I face my challenges, and it's a different set of challenges, um, I draw on that. I draw on the internal fortitude that I inherited and I internalized through witnessing the people around me, the most important people around me. My parents are my heroes. In retrospect, when I go back and I think about them, I realize now that they are the greatest people that I've known in my entire life, and they are the best examples that I had in my life. Anyway, so that's where I'm drawing my strength from. So these lies that are constantly being told, and these constant attempts to bring me down and to keep me down. I'm not saying that these assaults on every level do not get to me. What I'm saying is I've developed tools to deal with them, which I'm drawing from my background. So there is no way that this targeting is going to have any permanent effect, and there is no way that targeting is going to push me to the point where I would do anything stupid or push me into violence, because I don't believe in violence. Um, in Trinidad, growing up, there was violence all around me, but for some reason, I wasn't touched by it. The violence was not directed towards me, although I witnessed it around me. What it did was it just it created a contrast between what I experienced personally directed towards me and what I saw other people experience. So I know the difference. I feel the difference. So violence is not inside of me, so therefore it can't be triggered. It's that simple, really. Plus, meditation and a lot of other practices strengthens that internal line that you don't cross over. You just don't cross it. So anyway, the stupid things that are being reported about me in this building. Someone might hear me swear inside of my home. That's venting. It's not meant to be heard. It's not directed personally to anyone. It's just venting. It's a way of dealing with the harassment on every single level and the continuous nature of the harassment will trigger emotions. And that's just one way of dealing with the emotions. Emotions, actions, thoughts are different things. As my therapist says, the emotions have to be dealt with. Venting is just one of the ways of dealing with the emotions. It's a natural occurrence that happens in a human being when you are being violated. It has to be dealt with. Venting is an excellent way of doing that, according to my therapist. So the stupid things that are being said about me, there's no criminal activity in my background. There's no criminal intent in anything I do or say. Um, if I'm portrayed as doing something illegal, then it's entrapment. I'm being set up. I'm being framed constantly. Constant. It's constant, because this is the nature of the program. Now, the reasons and so on, I went over already. There's trafficking in this program. There is a disposal at the end of the trafficking that went on remotely. There's experimentation. If you're opened up and you're in a list and you're a target, then you're used by a lot of people, a lot of organizations, a lot of companies. Could be dirty groups in the military, could be dirty groups in government. It could be just gang activity, criminals, every possible person who could take advantage of you will try because they know you're a target and it's all covered. And this is why you're made a target, to be taken advantage of, to be used, your tool. It's all fixed, it's all covered. The judges, the courts, the lawyers, the policemen and women who deal with it are all infiltrated. They're all in on it. It's an open conspiracy and it's all fixed. Anyway, so it's going over 10 minutes, going on 11. So I'm going to make this one short. Um, uh, uh, the signals are constant that I recorded previously. I'll just give you a small example here. Here. So the hand is tagged at various levels of power. The temperature, 37.4, because the power is high. 37.9. So that indicates fever. 37.8 is fever. So this is how high the power is turned up. The power is turned up to maximum. 37.7. And I feel like I'm getting a cold. But really, I don't have a fever because this temperature is going up and down. See that? That's not a fever. 36.4 is normal. So that's how high the power is turned up. 37.4. Just all the way back down. 37.4. 37.4. Like I said, I've seen it 37.3. So I've seen this go up to over 38, 38.3, 38.4. 36.4 is normal. So that's a 2-degree increase when the power is turned up, heating up my body. So when the body is heated up, there are natural bacteria I don't know about viruses, but natural bacteria that's in our system. And under normal circumstances, and excuse me, under a normal circumstance, I just got a burning sensation on my throat and got dry suddenly. Um, Under normal circumstances, I'm sorry about that. So under normal circumstances, when your body temperature is normal, these bacteria don't proliferate, they don't reproduce. But if the temperature goes up, it creates, and there is moisture and natural moisture in your lungs, on your skin, in your eyes and so on, in your nostrils, sinuses. There's natural moisture in your body. The natural bacteria that's in there with the increase in temperature would start reproducing. So you start getting a cold, quote unquote, but it's not really a cold. It's actually using the bacteria in your system to reproduce at a higher rate, so higher than that your body can kill off naturally.